My name is James. I'm a 30-something years old salesman and a company employee. 4 years ago, I married Emily. We dated for 2 years after falling in love at work, and I proposed. Everyone at work envied me for marrying her, known for her kindness, brightness, and cute appearance. Even after marriage, Emily remained her cheerful self, always soothing me from my stressful sales job. Dealing with client troubles, even small ones, adds up stress, but coming home to Emily is my solace. Yet, I may be taking her kindness for granted. This realization hit me in our fourth spring together, when a colleague who married a year before us confided about his impending divorce. Emily, now focusing on part-time work and homemaking, had modeled our lifestyle after this colleague's marriage. I was shocked to hear about their divorce, as they seemed so close.
Marriage means communicating feelings. They don't just get transmitted,
He said sadly. Despite his love for his wife and 2-year-old child, his job exhaustion prevented quality family time. Frustrations turned into daily arguments, leading to his wife's exhaustion with the marriage. Despite his love for his wife and child, my colleague thought his feelings were apparent and remained silent. But his wife grew tired of the lack of communication. He apologized repeatedly, promising change, but she was adamant about not being able to continue anymore. Unable to intervene in another family's matters, I could only join him for consolation drinks that evening. Walking home, I pondered if I'd been communicating my feelings adequately to Emily. I'm home. Emily greeted me, waiting at the dining table with untouched dinner for two,
Welcome back.
covered with wrap. Unaware, I missed a slight change in her expression. I've eaten. I'll have it tomorrow, I said, noticing her effort. At that moment, I hadn't realized the slight change of expression on her face, and added I'm tired. I'll bathe and sleep, recalling my colleague's words while bathing. Before it's too late, I need to express my feelings to Emily. Feeling shy to speak directly, I decided to write her a letter, just in time for our upcoming anniversary. However, the next morning, I overslept, which is rare for me. Usually, Emily wakes up first and calls out to me, but today that didn't happen. It seemed she overslept too. In the rush of getting ready for work,
I'll warm up last night's dinner.
Emily said, but no time to eat. I replied and ran out. I had an important meeting with a client and couldn't afford to be late. I felt a bit guilty, but thought it couldn't be helped. I planned to write her a letter and apologize then. I thought to myself that way. But when I returned home that night, the usual dinner wasn't prepared, nor was the bath ready. Where's dinner? I asked Emily, who was just sitting. Then,
It's in the fridge.
she said, pointing to last night's sun-touched meal. You didn't cook today? I asked.
Why make something new when you didn't eat what I prepared yesterday?
She replied, a bit annoyed. Her tone bothered me, and I couldn't bring myself to apologize. I was suddenly invited by a colleague last night. It was important. And you didn't wake me up today. I caught myself, realizing I was unfairly blaming her. But Emily's response was unlike anything I'd seen before.
So it's my fault you couldn't wake up. I'm not your maid, helper, or your mom. Stop blaming everything on me.
We both got heated, and it turned into the biggest fight we'd ever had. Emily cried
I can't do this anymore.
and locked herself in the bedroom. I was too upset to apologize, so I slept in the living room. It was our first major fight, and I was anxious, but by the next morning, we had both calmed down and were able to talk as usual, which was a relief. On the eve of our anniversary, I seized the moment when Emily was in the living room and started writing her a letter in the bedroom. To Emily, happy 4th anniversary. Thank you for supporting me all this time. I'm not great at expressing myself, so I thought I'd write this letter. I've always been saved by your kindness, but haven't been able to give you much in return. Sorry. I might have upset you without realizing. Sorry for that too. Every day since we married has been happy, and I'm so glad you're my wife. I'm still not the best husband, but please let me keep trying to be better for you. I love you. I wrote what I had never said before, focusing on conveying my feelings without embarrassment. I folded it neatly, put it in a white envelope, and was pondering where to keep it when I heard a knock at the bedroom door. Startled, I quickly hid the letter in a drawer. What is it? I replied, feeling nervous.
I need to talk. Can we?
Emily said. After writing such a letter, I felt awkward as I went to the living room. Emily, with a solemn expression, asked me to sit down at the dining chair. As soon as I sat, she began.
I've been thinking a lot lately.
Uh-huh. I couldn't guess what she was about to say, but her expression hinted it wasn't good.
Maybe we should not be together anymore.
Her words echoed in the living room. What? I was speechless.
We've been fighting a lot. We barely talk. And I don't understand your feelings anymore. I don't even know why we're married.
Tears fell from Emily's eyes. I'll be more careful about fighting. I'll change. Please don't say that. I was too shocked to articulate well. I never expected her to say this before I could give her the letter. I tried to persuade her, but she seemed resolute.
Please, I need to be alone for now. I'll go back to my parents' place for a while.
Emily said. It was a declaration of separation. I was stunned, unable to bear seeing her leave our home. So then I'll leave, I blurted out. Grabbing my wallet, I rushed out of the house without any plan or understanding of what was happening. Why did I think I'll apologize next time, or we'll express my feelings on our anniversary with a letter so leisurely? I should have expressed my feelings right when I felt them. Even if it wouldn't have changed everything, maybe it could have kept Emily from reaching this point. If I had acted the day my colleague told me his story, maybe our future would have been different. I know it's too late for regrets, but I couldn't stop thinking about them. I had lost someone important while taking my own happiness for granted. Lost in thought, I didn't even notice it had started raining and found myself in an unfamiliar place. It was still bright when I left home, but now it was dark. I had been walking for a long time.
Are you all right?
When I heard a voice from behind, turning around, there was an old man with an umbrella. Yo, I'm fine, I replied. He shared his umbrella with me, asking,
You're not from around here, are you?
In this area, surrounded only by fields and houses, the old man asked if I was a new face around here, probably because he didn't recognize me. I nodded.
Come with me,
He said, and invited me to follow him to what seemed like his old house.
dear. Can we get 2 towels?
He called inside. An elderly woman came out with bath towels, and the man raked one over my head. Then the woman said,
Dear me, you must be cold from the rain. The bath is ready if you'd like to use it.
The woman offered, surprised by their kindness to a stranger. No, I shouldn't. I'm sorry for intruding so suddenly. I initially declined, but I was gradually regaining my senses. The man insisted.
Our bath has quite a view and is popular in the neighborhood. Feel free to use it.
So, with a smile, he invited me to use their bath, and I gratefully accepted the offer. I was amazed to find a small open-air bath in their regular house, offering a beautiful view of the town lights twinkling like stars. Emily would have loved this view, I thought to myself. After the bath, I was surprised to find that they had prepared dinner for me. I was about to refuse.
Because I've already made it.
She replied. So I accepted their hospitality. Despite just meeting them, their calm and soothing presence made me feel at ease. Thank you so much for doing all this for someone you just met, I said towards the end of the meal, and the couple exchanged a warm smile. Then they shared their own story with me. They had a son, brilliant in studies and sports, blessed with friends and a girlfriend, seemingly happy. However, after a minor misunderstanding, he broke up with his girlfriend. Being sensitive, he tragically took his own life at 28, a few months after the breakup. He had come home crying before his death, but
There are other women out there.
that was all they could say, not realizing the depth of his pain. They regretted not taking his feelings more seriously and saw a reflection of their son in me.
Even with partners, a person is still an individual. No matter how much you love someone, it's impossible to have the exact same thoughts.
The old lady said.
It's more interesting when 2 people are different.
The old man added, laughing. They seemed to be speaking both to their son and to me, knowing a bit about my situation.
We've been together for decades, and we still get annoyed with each other. It's just how it is.
She said, which surprised me. Then,
What others think doesn't matter. If you have something to say, don't worry about it being too late or too early. When it's time to be understood, it will be, regardless of the situation.
the old man also said those words, giving me a supportive push. I realized I had been too preoccupied with timing and methods. I thought it was too late to give Emily the letter after being pushed away, but that didn't matter. Feeling restless to return home, I stood up, and the couple sensed my urgency. They guided me to the bus stop, ensuring I catch the last bus. Just before boarding,
Come back with your wife next time.
the old lady said. I teared up but managed a smile. Yes, I will, I promised. After an hour-long bus ride to the nearest station, I hurried home, thinking Emily must have gone to her parents' house and I should call them. But to my surprise, Emily was at home. What? I stood frozen in the hallway, unprepared for this. Noticing me, Emily had tears in her eyes, clutching the letter I had written. Luggage for travel lay around her. She must have found my letter while preparing to leave for her parents' house. Realizing this, I quickly voiced what I had been longing to say. I'm so sorry, Emily, for not realizing the pain you were going through. I began, bowing deeply. I took your kindness for granted. The delicious meals you cooked, your daily smiles, none of it was ordinary. I'm ashamed I couldn't even express my gratitude. You said you didn't understand why we were married, but from now on, I will make sure you feel glad to be with me. Please, give me another chance. I was too scared to look up and see a reaction, but then,
Thank you.
I heard her say. When I finally looked at her, she was crying but smiling.
I'm sorry too. I regretted not expressing myself all this time, and then suddenly exploding in anger. Your letter and your words now mean so much to me. I need to be better at expressing my feelings openly. Let's work on this together.
Wiping away her tears, Emily said those words. We both laughed, feeling a bit embarrassed, and before we knew it, it was past midnight, marking our 4th wedding anniversary. From that day on, we committed to a new journey as a couple. That's what I thought. Weeks later, I took Emily to visit the old couple who had helped me that rainy night. They were overjoyed to hear we had reconciled and kindly offered us their hospitality again, including a bath, dinner, and a place to stay overnight. Emily was indeed moved by the beautiful view from the bath, just as I had thought she would be.
It was so beautiful.
She said, clearly moved by the sight. That rainy day's events became an unforgettable turning point in our marriage, a story we will cherish forever.